Hello and welcome to this introductory session on over-the-counter derivatives. In this session you will learn about the concept of over-the-counter derivatives, the importance of OTC derivatives in modern banking, advantages of OTC derivatives, disadvantages of OTC derivatives, and the types of OTC derivatives. As you already learned, based on the place derivatives are traded, they can be categorized as exchange traded or over-the-counter derivatives. In this module, we will cover OTC derivatives in greater detail. Let's begin. We often associate the term over-the-counter with medicines. Over-the-counter medicines are less potent drugs that do not cause serious or life-threatening effects on body. Hence, you can purchase such drugs even without prescription. This makes regulation of over-the-counter medicines less strict than the prescription variety given by your doctor. This gives rise to the potential for abuse both in terms of counterfeit drugs by suppliers as well as potential overdoses or side effects by users. In the same way, over-the-counter forms of financial derivatives are less regulated and thereby more risky. You can think of OTC derivatives as aspirin of derivatives world. Over-the-counter derivatives are contracts that are traded and privately negotiated directly between two parties without going through an exchange or intermediary. In other words, if two parties enter into a contract without the presence of a regulated exchange, it is called over-the-counter derivatives. Coming to the features of OTC derivatives. OTC derivatives have non-regulated markets. It refers to a market which is not controlled or managed by an entity under any act. Non-regulated markets have a high degree of customization which naturally breeds flexibility. These kind of contracts are not overseen by any regulators. The counterparties are free to do the trade as per their requirement. All contract terms such as delivery quality, quantity, location, date and prices are negotiable between the two parties. Here, two counterparties can add all the clauses about expiry date, quantity, product, etc. that they mutually agree upon. Next, we have bilateral agreements. Bilateral agreements refer to contracts where two counterparties are entering into the trade without an exchange presence. The OTC market is made up of various participants in market that are trading among themselves. There is no centralized place where trades are made. Lastly, OTC derivatives are more risky than their exchange traded counterparts. However, due to their customizable and unregulated nature, they also yield higher rewards to those who are willing to accept those risks. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages of OTC market. In an OTC market, there is heavy competition to attract the most traders and trading volume to the firm. OTC markets have lower transaction costs compared to the exchange markets. Firms can set up their instrument prices. The quality of execution varies from firm to firm for the same instrument. Over-counter derivatives are especially important for hedging risk in that they can be used to create perfect hedge. With exchange traded contract, standardization does not allow for as much flexibility to hedge risk because the contract is a one-size-fits for all instrument. With OTC derivatives, though, a firm can tailor the contract specification to best suit its risk exposure. This arrangement is very flexible, but there are disadvantages. The value of your derivatives is as good as the creditworthiness of your counterparty. If a counterparty goes bust, your derivative becomes worthless. It is very hard to pass on the derivative to a third party because the contract is already signed between two original parties. It is very hard to discover the market price of a derivative contract because there is no transparency in the pricing, and it is very hard to value unique contracts uniformly on mass scale. OTC derivatives are a significant part of the world of global finance. OTC derivative markets are large. They grew exponentially from 1980 through 2000. The expansion has been driven by interest rate products, foreign exchange instruments, and credit default swaps, which we will learn about later in this module. The notional outstanding of OTC derivative markets rose throughout the period and totaled approximately $601 trillion at December 31st, 2010. Over-the-counter derivatives are of two types, forwards and swaps. You will learn about forwards and swaps in the next series of topics in this module. That's it for now. Thank you.